So I guess what attracted you to the position here? Obviously, it's a new start, and whatnot. You were in the league. Just wondering what was your relationship with Pat, and how'd you end up here, and why'd you want to end up here?
The relationship that I had with him was through a coach that I worked with at a prior institution. He called me after coach had hired him at the last place he was at, and just said really good things about him. Said he's one of the best guys he's ever met. Said when he got hired, he called his wife and congratulated his wife on the job. And obviously I'm from the area. I've known Coach Sheridan for a long time, and to be able to have the opportunity to come back home was an added plus. But Coach is one of the, if not the best guy that I've met in a long time. What you guys see is exactly who he is on a daily basis, on the field, in the meeting rooms, in staff meetings. I'm very blessed to be here, and I'm thankful that he decided to hire me to bring me here.
You got started in your career pretty much right after you played, or was there any gap there? Just did you know when and how did you know that you wanted to get into this?
Yeah, so I always knew I wanted to get into coaching. The question obviously was when, right? I battled a lot of injuries as a player, and my mentor had always told me if he had an opportunity to hire me somewhere, he would. And he got the job to go be the quarterback coach at Cincinnati, and he called me, and I was stuck and torn between trying to pursue a career in the NFL, but I actually broke my ankle the last game I played in, and he called me and told me that there was a spot, and sat with my family. We prayed on it for a while, and I called him 3 days later and accepted it, and then the career took off from there.
Who would that have been?
Gino Gaduli.
That's what. Okay.
Yep.
How'd you know him? Was he?
He was my position coach, and I was a player.
Okay.
Yep.
Where's he at now? He's out somewhere now, right?
Yeah, Notre Dame.
Okay.
Yep.
What are your recollections of Michigan State growing up, in the state, anything in recruiting visits, games here, anything like that you recall?
Yeah, I played here twice. I actually coached here once. I was at Youngstown State. The stadium is beautiful. The grass field is outstanding. And the fans are something that I'll never forget. And I like how intimate it is, how close the fans are. And it's a tough place to play.
Cam Edwards, what are your thoughts about him when you looked at him on film? And as he's come in, how's he, what have been your observations since then?
Yeah, I mean, he's an explosive back who plays very physical football, who plays downhill. He's a really dense back. He's hard to tackle, makes really good decisions. He plays extremely hard. Just when he doesn't have the ball in his hands, he's always trying to go find extra blocks and trying to help the offense advance the ball down the field. He takes a lot of pride in playing the position, takes a lot of pride in playing football. And my observations from having him is he wants to be great. I've coached some really good backs, and he has the mentality and he has the makeup to be a really good player.
Mark Parrish?
Yeah.
About him? I guess the room overall feels like a bit of a reset,
Yeah.
Back,
yeah.
Obviously some transfers that are in the mix.
The thing that is a pleasant surprise to me about Marv is how, first of all, willing he is to pass protect, but second of all, how good he is. He's in his contact balance, right? That's one of the biggest traits that I look at when I'm recruiting backs. Because again, everybody wants a back that can go and slash and that can make a lot of people miss, but there's really good tacklers in this league. And the amount of opportunities that you're going to have to win in open space are very slim, which means you're going to have to make extra yards by being able to stay on your feet through contact.
Jace is a guy that I don't think he battled with injuries last season, didn't get on the field. What have you seen from him in the spring so far?
Yeah, Jace is growing. He's learning every day, and he's trying to take what we're doing and apply it to the field.
Zion and Brandon are guys that are returning as well. Your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I'll start with Zion. Zion has been another pleasant surprise. He's got really good feet for being as long as he is. I think he's done a nice job of putting weight on. He takes exactly what we say in the meeting room and he puts it on tape. He does a really good job advancing the football. He catches the ball extremely well. I think he's going to be someone that we can create mismatches with to be able to get him isolated on linebackers to be able to go and win. And there's a couple of guys in the room that we're going to be able to do that with, but I like him a lot. He's grown a lot. And Brandon, he's really embraced being the big physical back. I mean, Brandon would be in the upper echelon of the size of the backs in this league. There's a couple outliers. There's a kid that's 255 pounds and there's a kid that's 240 pounds. And, Brandon's right there. So he's got to take that and run with it, which, again, he has, and he's done a really good job of doing it for us.
Those returning players, have they kind of set a tone of what they've learned last year and the years before being here, kind of like taking the new players and showing them the Michigan State way?
That's exactly right. They've done a great job of doing that.
Ideally for you, do you like, I know personnel and situations kind of dictate things, but do you like a 1 and then a 2? Do you like sort of a separation? Do you like more of a 50-50 split, or would there be one guy you'd like to give 30 carries to if he's good enough, or how would you like to sort of see an ideal rotation, I guess, in your mind?
I mean, it's going to sound like a cop-out. I don't know if there's an ideal rotation until you know, first of all, the defense that you're going to be playing, the personnels that we're going to want to group, right? If we're going to want 2 backs in the game, if we're going to want 3 backs in the game. It all depends on what the game plan is, and truthfully, it depends on who the hot hand is. Again, coaching this league a long time, not a long time, going on year 4, but backs get really hot really quick, and then backs can get cold quick too. So it just depends on the flow of the game.
It's just looking at the overall depth. I mean, talking about the rotation, it seems there's a lot of options. You know, you bring back Tolles, you get 3 guys in the portal. You have some other returners, young guys rising up. What do you like about the depth overall in the room right now?
The thing I like about the depth is you got a guy that can do everything, whatever you want to do, right? And just said we can create mismatches. We got a couple of guys that we can do that. We got guys we can get the ball on the perimeter with. We got guys that can cram it, go get 3-4 yards. We got guys that are slashing back. So, again, I think from your question, whatever we want to do from a game plan purpose, we have a guy that we can put out there to be able to get that done.
Observations on Patterson also?
Yeah. At my last place, we played against him the last 3 years, and he's a guy that I remember vividly just playing physical downhill football, bloodying the guys up that were on our team on the defense, just playing downhill, making really good decisions, being really hard to tackle. I like him a lot. He's really tough. He's really physical, and he's a perfect makeup for a back in this league.
Sounds like you got the makings of a good competition in that room.
That's exactly right. Competing every day.
What's it been like? You mentioned being a Michigan guy. What's it been like recruiting in the state with the program sort of turning over a chapter and everything? Like, what sort of things have you heard? What type of feedback is out there? And just how's Michigan State sort of being received, at the start of this?
Well, like I said, our head coach is unbelievable. He does a really good job of getting out in the community. We're going to start and finish our recruiting in the state. Feels good to be back in the state, recruiting the area, getting around some of the coaches that I knew growing up and coaches I've built relationships at, the previous institutions that I've been at, and they are receiving us exceptionally well. And they're really excited, and it's been cool to be a part of.
Did you ever play against Northwestern when Pat was there in college? I don't know. If
Nope,
that ever
I did
lined
not,
up or-
no.
Okay, gotcha.
Have you noticed recruiting in the state of Michigan change at all in the last 5-10 years? Has it been pretty much the same, or do you see pockets where it's getting stronger? It seems like there's more state championships coming out of the Detroit public schools in the last 10-15 years, that type of thing. Well, and Grand Rapids has always been solid in terms of teams, but you notice any trends? More players, or?
No, not particularly. I mean, we got a really good recruiting department that does a really good job of digging and finding players, because there's players all over the state. There's good players at a lot of different schools across the state. So our recruiting department finds them, we evaluate them, and we go from there.
Does Jay work with you, Jay Coyne, or is he still with Wozniak and the tight ends mostly?
He's with Woz and tight ends, yep.
Okay. Is there a place for a fullback anymore?
Oh,
Do
there's
you have
always a
soft
place
spot
for a fullback.
Okay.
Always.
Okay.
Who do you have for fullbacks right now?
We got Jackson, who can play running back and fullback, and then BJ.
Did you recruit Michigan at your previous school much, or at all, or?
Somewhat, yeah. Yep.
Anything else for Coach Spalding?
Thanks.